Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using the Animal Wisdom Tarot by Don Brunk, I believe is how you say that. Illustrated by Ola Leola. The website is CIACObooks.com. Kind of got ahead of myself there for a second. Here we go. Now the supportive oracle cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website for them, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as in apple, U as an umbrella. Enjoy. If you wish to have that information, enjoy. What do we have for Gemini? Everything is coming out very slowly and methodical. Okay. You do have the King of Pentacles coming out. It's referred to as the Guardian of Fossils, which I think is just meant to say, it's not gender specific. Somebody's going to need you. This is very good. You're very needed. Okay, something slowly coming in. Communication coming towards you. And I feel like you're playing the smart. Either that or there's like an advice thing coming in with this. Go into this slowly. Speak ye little, listen ye much. So only give a little bit of information. Keep absorbing. Especially in the beginning, there's a lot more to this. Like I know you won't be surprised with that information, but it's kind of like, from some of the Geminis I've talked to, it's like sometimes you start talking and it's just, you keep going and you're like, oh, crap, I gave them too much. Redirect, keep acquiring information. And if you have to, walk away from somebody, kind of like, oh, I got something else to do. Maybe don't let yourself be around somebody too much if you have this urge to talk to them and you just keep telling them things. If you keep telling them things, walk away or just get yourself away from them. Because I feel like, be careful. Because I feel like this is a trap for Gemini. Maybe, maybe not. Decide. You let me know in the comments. You tell them a good amount of information, and then they jump forward and make decisions, and you're like, wait, I had more to tell you. Wait, I was just thinking about that. Wait, I was still researching that. I was just telling you what I knew so far. That didn't mean you should move on that. So I feel like that's why you want to pull back. Like, give a little information, give them something to kind of start stewing with, building with, but don't give them enough to actually make decisions. Pull back, kind of like, oh, I gotta get more information. I want to fill this in a little bit more before we move forward. Pull yourself back, because I feel like we don't want people making decisions yet, because somebody's going to look to make a decision, and they're taking your information and making a decision. You gotta hold the line. Regulate this. Hold back. Hold back. I know that sounds, I don't know how that sounds actually. Hold back more than you give. Definitely hold back, because I feel like somebody is looking to take the information. They're taking you seriously, but they're not. I just feel like they're not letting you give all the information, and they're hearing what they want. Part of this is they're hearing what they want to hear. You're researching. You're still gathering. You're not ready for this to move forward yet. If you hold back and you kind of stabilize this, you will stabilize this if you hold back information. And keep reminding them it's not the time to make the decision. Like, you might flat out need to say that, like, I don't think now is the right time to make the decision. I want to gather more information. Because Gemini is usually very gifted with that. You got a lot more you're looking for. You got a lot more to figure out. And I feel like you want to also kind of let them know, like, this is a long haul trip. I need a lot more information before we start moving forward. And then once we do start moving forward, I'm going to keep gathering information. We might need to keep, correcting the trajectory or correcting the path to make this work out better, to go a better direction. Even though we might decide east is the best way to go, we may not end up in the same spot we originally thought. It may still be east, but not exactly where we thought. Maybe we'll start out east and then veer south to the point where we actually end up south. So keep them in that mindset, like, don't move forward yet. This is hard, but I feel like they want to fly. They want to go forward. You got to remind them, this is not the time to move forward. I'm still gathering information. I feel like this is a problem. They want to act. If they act too soon, they're going to need you to help fix that. And I feel like I don't like this. If, in the sense of, like, if they move too soon, you got to help fix it. But I feel like I'm also, like, I don't get to ask the questions. It's kind of like, it's different between, if you're going to take a trip, for example. If I can ask questions and get things together before we actually go or leave to go anywhere, there's a lot more possibilities rather than, okay, we're heading towards the East Coast. It's kind of like, now you just limited what I can do. Even if we turn back and go the other way, now that's taking away from travel time. That's taking away from time we could enjoy this vacation. So it's kind of like, I want to keep them, like, before you start booking things, before you start locking things in, don't do that. Let me do more research, because if they just kind of jump forward and do what they need to do, kind of like, oh, I booked some stuff for the East Coast, but it looks like, we're not, those, the event we wanted to go to is canceled. So now we got to find something else to do while we're there. And you're kind of like, well, the location we chose, that's the main reason we were going there. Now you've just limited what we can do, because you already committed to something, you already booked something, so we'll have a cancellation charge if we cancel. And everybody's kind of like getting this date together. So now if we try to go somewhere else, now we got to deal with, like, people not wanting to do this, people not wanting to do that. Maybe the time frame wasn't even right yet. So it's kind of like, not only did you book the location, but you also, like, had everybody, get that same week off. And maybe that's not the week we actually wanted. That week was good for that event. Turns out that event's going to be somewhere else at a different time. We could have just moved it, but now that everybody's locked into that week, most people won't be able to go, so that becomes an issue. If you just waited and let me research this more, I would have figured out that was going to happen, and we could have done something different. It's kind of like, I need them to kind of like, I have to, like, find a way to keep them from making a final decision. They're very motivated to do this, though. I feel like the easiest way to get that to happen is to remind them the best outcome comes, the best possibilities come if you let me research it and you give me time. I'll let you know when it's time to move forward. Or I'll let you know when I'm like, okay, yeah, I think it's about time somebody makes a decision. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to choose, but now I feel like you'll put that forward. Like, I think it's about time we start making a choice. I'll let you know when it gets to that point. I do feel like you pull forward when it's time, and you're kind of like, yeah, I think it's time to make a choice. I don't know if you're going to be the one making it, but I feel like we also got to, like, work at this very carefully. This energy comes in, and it's very interesting. It's a very pretty card. I love this card. It's the Trickster, but it's also known as the Fool. I want to be able to gather enough information and put it out there. I also feel like you already know what you want to do when you get this far. So it's kind of like, you will definitely angle stuff to, like, I really want this to happen, so I'm going to really put a lot of good things out there if we choose this. I don't really want that to happen, so I'm going to, like, not put so much in there and maybe put some reasons why I don't think that's a good idea right in there, because I don't want that to happen. So I feel like, I don't know, the Trickster card is it's the Fool card, really, but it's kind of like, optimistically, I can make this work out to my advantage as long as I can get this to not move forward until I'm ready. That also helps. If this doesn't work forward till you're ready, you can put forward with what you want to happen. And this is more about, I feel like where I'm coming from is, like, I'm gathering all the information. I can see where this can work out the best for everybody. So I'm going to try to gear it to go that way. I'm going to show a lot of the good information and why it should go this way. And I'm going to show this other stuff, why I don't think it should happen and why we should steer away from that. I don't think of it as bad. I do see, like, I'm trying to gear it my way. I get it. But if you're not allowed to gather information like you want to, you first of all can't find the best possibility until later. And second of all, it's going to be hard to really give people the information to show them why going the way you want to go is the best way to go. It doesn't seem like it's overly complicated this time around, but I do feel like, we want to make sure that people understand we're gathering information. There's a lot of air information, a lot of air floating around here. And you got to just instill in whoever you're working with, if you want that great outcome, if you want this beautiful outcome, the Sun card, I think this is the Sun card, Call to Awakening, if you want that to happen, you got to wait. You got to let me gather information. You're going to be very active gathering information, but you got to, like, make that big thing, like, I haven't gathered all the information. We might have better possibilities. We don't need to move forward yet. don't move forward yet, give me some time. I'll give you the heads up when I think I've gotten enough information where we should start making a decision. So for example, if we're going to make this interesting, say we're making plans for fall. And we're in May, right? I'd be like, listen, before we start booking things and choosing things, I know we're kind of coming towards the end of it, but give me to the end of June, just for argument's sake. Give me like a month and a half. I'll gather as much as I can, and then I'll let you know what I got a month and a half from now, and then start making your decisions from there. But I'm going to have a lot more information for you, so wait. Don't start talking about stuff too much. I'm going to have a lot more information. I'll share it then. You might have to put like some type of time frame on it like that. Kind of like, give me at least to the end of June. Let's create a meeting. I'll agree we'll get together on this date at the end of June. I'll bring forth everything I could gather, and we can go from there. Because I know fall is coming. We can't put it off forever, ever. If we want to make plans for fall, we're going to have to do it by the end of June at least. Okay. And you just give them the heads up, like, yeah, I know time is kind of like shortening up. The longer we take to research, the less time we have to plan. I give you that. But give me to this point. Like, work out, that's really what we want to do. Work out a date. Work out a date to, like, give me at least to then to gather more information before you make decisions. That, I think, will really put this in your court. It will really put this in your favor. Talk with them, like, tell them I would like this date and this is why. Don't make decisions before then. I'll bring you more information. And if they give you some pushback, like, oh, that's too long, I can't go that long, I'll give you 2 weeks. You're like, well, come on, can we at least do 3 weeks? Like, you can negotiate it. As long as you're on the same page and they agree to it, you'll be fine. You'll be able to get what you need. I also feel like, if the time frame is shorter than you really care for, you'll also, like, you'll deal with it the best way you can, and you'll at least get the information you think is important, at least to let you know what you're dealing with, and you won't be surprised if they start moving ahead and start booking things before you want them to, as the analogy goes. Are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.